What is going on, guys? Andrew Hayes here, back with another review, and today I'm reviewing Early Man, which is the latest Aardman Animation Studios, directed by Nick Park, and is about a caveman named Doug who tries to unite his tribe so they could save their home. Now, I was pretty excited for this movie for really one reason and one reason alone, and it's by Aardman Animations, and I really like most of their movies. You know, you have Chicken Run, Shaun the Sheep, and Wallace and Gromit, which are the three ones that I think are probably their best, and I really enjoy all three of those movies. And, you know, I also really love animation movies, but in particular stop motion animation. I just love stop motion animation. It will always have a special place in my heart. And every time I see that there's a new stop motion animation movie coming out, I get really excited because I love it so much. And let me just start off with the positives real quick. You know, the character Doug, which is voiced by Eddie Redmayne, I could really get behind him. He's someone that I could really root for, and I really hoped the best turned out for him. And on the flip side, the character of Lord Newth, which is voiced by Tom Hiddleston, is someone that I just could root against. I thought they did a really good job making a protagonist that is easy to root for and an antagonist that is easy to root against. I thought they did that very well. And I also really like Doug's sidekick, the pig. I thought he was easily one of the best parts of the movie. He was hilarious. Just I love how he kind of just fit in with everybody and just his shenanigans. I just love seeing him do that. But my personal favorite part is the duck. And anytime the duck was on screen, I was dying of laughter. He was easily my favorite character, my favorite part. And I'm not really going to say too much about the duck because I just want you guys to, go in and experience it for yourself like I did. Also, it kind of went in a different direction than I thought it was going to go. And while I was kind of questioning at first, by the end of it, I was very happy with the direction that they took and happy with the result. And I just really, happy they went in that direction. And I think for me at least, it made me more invested into the story and entertained and made it just more fun. And this is a pretty fun movie. I do gotta say, there was a couple of times where I was just dying of laughter, and it just overall a fun and funny movie. But it does have some negatives. The first, I think, big negative is, for the first act, I wasn't really as invested. And I know I'm talking about, it was a fun and funny movie, but, for the first act, up until really they take that, go in that direction that I didn't think it was going to go, I wasn't really as invested into it, and I actually thought it was quite boring. So that, I didn't really like the very beginning. I just thought it was boring, and I wasn't as invested into the story, and obviously that's a big problem because I want to be invested into the story that is told and be entertained, and it just wasn't as entertaining for me as the latter part. Also, I thought this movie could be quite predictable at times and had quite a few cliches, and ultimately I thought this was just something that I've seen before. Nothing new was offered from this movie, and while that's not a too terribly big problem, I just thought I wish we got at least something new. I felt like we got nothing new with this movie, and it just, by the end of it, I was like, it was fun, it was funny, but this is ultimately something I felt like I've seen before, and I could easily predict what was going to happen. And while it did offer for a very happy ending, and it was very fun along the way, I did have that in the back of my mind that I kind of know where this is going. Even though it did go in that one direction that I thought it wasn't going to go. When it got there, I was like, all right, I know what's going to happen. I know how this is going to end. And I did see some, kind of cliches from other movies. I'm like, I've seen it in this movie, I've seen it in this movie before, and I thought that was also a pretty big negative. And as for my rating, I would give it about a 7.5 out of 10. It is a pretty enjoyable movie, a nice movie that you could just have fun with, laugh with, and despite the fact that it is boring in the beginning and does get a little bit predictable, it's ultimately a movie that you can have fun with. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Please be on the lookout for my next review, which is going to be Annihilation. I saw that actually today, and I'm going to be reviewing my review for it. I just want to let it kind of sink in because it's one of those movies that I just got to sit on and think about. But until next time, guys, have a nice day.